What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Family Finance Friday with Nick Westbrooks and DJ the Money Coach. And this show is brought to you by the DJ the Money Coach team and the 7 Spheres of Money system. And before we head to tonight's beach, hit that like button, share with at least 5 people. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so you can become notified and aware when this amazing program goes live each and every Friday. And also so you can help us spread the message of the Pom Pom Lifestyle Movement, which is plenty of money, peace of mind. And we invite you to come join us on the beaches of the world. In tonight's beach, we're continuing the series on the art and science on how to enclose the impossible deal in the millions by using power networking. So last week, we talked about relationships. Tonight, talk about finding the deal, part 3. And of course, you know, I got to do what I always do. Got to talk to my man, DJ the Money Coach. He is back on location, but that does not mean the fun has stopped. And the Pom Pom Lifestyle Movement has not stopped because it cannot be stopped. But I'll let the man of the hour tell it. So how you doing on this first Friday in August, DJ?
You know, I didn't realize this is the first Friday in August. And as I always say, family, friends, and foes, any day above ground with your health is a phenomenal day. And today, as I look out my window with the sun shining and it's bright and warm in the mid 90s, is another one of those amazing great days, Nick. And I actually am showing my age because I actually had a different subtitle for part 3, but we're going to roll to the hole anyway. And as I look at it, obviously you're right and I'm wrong. So I'm going to tie finding the deal into what I actually scripted for part 3 of, you know, the art and science of how to close the impossible deal by power networking. And yes, finding the deal. And I'm going to subtitle this, Finding the Deal, the importance of how the relationship building enables you to find the deal that no one else can find. Since I spent my time in underlining what that will look like, finding the deal does not happen without the amazing ability for relationships. So where do we find the deals at? That's what I will, you know, re-explain myself is where do we find them? How do you find the deal? So the first thing is, in order to find the deal, you have to know how to build and reinforce the significance of the relationship. Now, we talked about how the relationships were built, but this portion of finding the deal is how you actually solidify the relationship in order to manifest those amazing deals, right? So the first thing I want to talk about in this first break is 4 things: how to build it, how to nurture it, how to value it, and how to cash in on the deal from the relationship perspective, right? Now, with that said, when we're talking about the deal, we're talking about the blue whale deal, okay? We're not referring to that, you know, little deal. We're talking about the blue whale deal, finding that deal and having the ability to hook it, reel it in, and snatch it out the water into your boat, because that is an art and a science in and of itself. Okay? So how do I go about developing that? Well, the first important thing is, how do you marinate that relationship that will lead to that incredible deal that is a blue whale that seems impossible in the first place. How do I do that, Nick? Well, I do that very simple by doing this. Number one, as I have established a relationship with you, I have to build upon that relationship. How do I go about building upon that relationship? Keeping the lines of communication fresh between us. Okay? So we'll pick up from last week. Now that you've built that relationship, how do you maintain it that'll lead to that blue whale deal? Communication. By establishing sincere and authentic communicational lines. How am I going to go about that? I'm going to contact you via phone, via WhatsApp, via IG, via email, via text, via TikTok, via what's the other platform I'm thinking of? What is it called? The ones that the Discord, Rumble. These are this nature. Now, establishing authentic and sincere communication is that you are focused so entirely in the authenticity of the relationship. The deal comes naturally, organically, because I'm going to nurture that relationship, Nick. I'm going to find those common bridges that you and I developed, and I'm going to build around those. Today is Friday. You're a wine connoisseur. I have a favorite spot that I like to go to called Vino and Vinyl. So I'm going to invite you out once a month just to hang out at Vino and Vinyl. The purpose of that is to get to know you and to build a relationship that is built on commonality, sincere interest, and that will naturally get the person or the people to begin to talk about the deal without you trying to force the deal opportunity from people, right? Thus, I invite you out to Vino and Vinyl once a month. When we get to our spot, Vino and Vinyl, we share, some nice wine, some nice music, some nice atmosphere. Naturally, that person, through form, will begin to talk about their day, their week, their month, what's going on in their lives. And as you're catering to that portion of the relationship and nurturing it and building it, they now don't see you as just somebody trying to do business with them, but now they start to see you as an associate, a peer, potentially a friend. And you're giving them a release point and a great atmosphere to relax and unwind and just start talking freely about what's happening in their lives, ladies and gentlemen. The most important part about this, Nick, is you have to sincerely engage them with authenticity, which is what we have up on the screen. It is so important to not come across as being manipulative or opportunistic, that you are really interested authentically and sincerely in that person's interest. Having established that environment, guess what begins to happen for them? That person now looks forward to that one Friday a month hanging out and having some vino and playing some vinyl. Naturally. And as they naturally begin to feel comfortable about that one day that they hang out, you are beginning to build value. So here's what I want to put on the screen. So the subset of establishing the authenticity and sincere communication is number one, how to build authentic and sincere communication. That's number one. So we'll say number one. Number two, how to nurture it. The nurturing part is finding a safe, comfortable environment upon which this person can be authentically themselves. Because here's the thing that you'll always find out when you first meet a person. They will bring their representative to the table. What do I mean by that? They're on their best behavior, projecting to be somebody you want them to be, not necessarily who they are. Thus, we say they bring their representative to the relationship. Now, as you begin to build authentically with sincere communication, you have the environment, vino and vinyl, or whatever the favorite spot that you like. It could be Dave and Buster's, Main Event, bowling alley, shooting club, pool hall, gaming environment. Everybody understand where I'm coming from? Value begins to build up in deposits for that person, for you, because you're actually positioning yourself as a servanthood leader who actually is tapping into the R in form, which is recreational. So as you start to authentically, sincerely learn how to build that relationship, you nurture it by putting them in a conducive environment to relax and be 100% themselves and leave the representative at home. It begins to add value to them of you. And once that begins to matriculate over a period of time, they will naturally begin to talk to you about the deal. Or they'll tell you about a deal that you didn't even know anything about, that creates a serendipity opportunity for you. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you got lucky. No, I didn't get lucky. I happen to be masterful through authenticity with sincerity, that I put myself in an environment that's conducive to spawn great opportunities. I'll give you an example, real life one, which we talked about last week. Through relationships that I built over the course of 15, 16 months, I was informed about an amazing event, Keeley Fair. Keeley Fair happened to be the largest conference for the safari business in all of East Africa. Having positioned myself, ladies and gentlemen, to go to the event and get invited by the founder. You see how this is lining up, ladies and gentlemen? How do I build it? I created the relationship first through Madam Miriam from Toronto. I nurtured the relationship by watering it, by going to other events with Madam Miriam throughout the course of 15, 16 months. And in the process of doing that, she continued to give me information about next events that will be important for me to attend. The value that she extracted from me was that I treated her to a VIP stay at my resort, complimentary. Thus, she said, look, DJ, you need to pivot and start focusing on the safari business, not yet alone because of the war is affecting the tourism business in Zanzibar, but most importantly, war or no war, the safari business is the number one revenue generating event for tourism in East Africa. Thus, she tells me about Keeley Fair. She reaches in her network of long-term relationships, ladies and gentlemen, and gets me an invitation to Keeley Fair. I pivot. I get my tickets last minute and get invited by one of the founding partners, and they give me a VIP ticket, which allows me exclusively to get into rooms inside the major conference that only the 1% have access to. In the process of doing these things properly, number 3 happened, the value. The value for me that I gave to her was me providing her with my resort complimentary and allowed her to entertain one of her VIP clients from Russia. Do you follow me, ladies and gentlemen? So first, it's communicate authentic and sincere communication. Then learn how to build it properly. Then number 2, how do you nurture it and water it? You do that by what? Showing up to events, places of interest for that potential person that you're building a relationship with that will organically grow or spawn an amazing deal opportunity. So now, having given a gift of resort to host a VIP for Madam Miriam, we added amazing amount of value because guess what? 3 days, 2 nights at my resort runs $400, $500, $600, $700. But I gave that to her for nothing without any intention, authentically. Listen to me. Without any intention to try to get a major deal from her. I wanted to show her the value of what we're about and how we can add value to her, that when she does her safaris and they want to stop and stay in Zanzibar, here's an amazing destination called the Pom Pom Suites. Upon doing that effectively, she comes and stays with us in December of 2025, tells us about Keeley Fair in March of 2026. I hop on a plane in June of 2026. We get to Keeley Fair. We start building relationships. We start getting to know people. We hang out in the VIP lounge. And before you know it, we, in the environment that's conducive to spawn success with the qualified players, we meet a gentleman named Robert. Robert tells us he actually creates the software, the client relationship management software for the majority of the safari companies. And he just by happen chance says, hey, DJ, are you familiar with EOA and their founder, Amanda? No, we're not. Let me introduce you to Amanda of EOA, and there might be an opportunity for you to create new clientele to come to Pom Pom Suites. After Keeley Fair is over, we exchange information, ladies and gentlemen. And now we hop on the horn, get introduction to Amanda, and voila, we immediately cash in on a major deal threefold. Number one, we get to the E of A that we didn't know about. That's the first cash in. Number two, because we used our skill sets of how to attack an opportunity with speed and professionalism, we get the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to become the exclusive overflow resort to EOA last minute. Now, mind you, this is the second largest conference of its kind exclusively for buyers and exhibitors in the safari business. And these events are planned at least 12 months in advance. And lo and behold, little old Pom Pom Suites comes up literally in the 25th hour and finds an amazing deal. And we get offered, ladies and gentlemen, 150 units. Did you hear what I said? What does that mean to you? When I say 150 units, the conference that is EOA hosts 300 companies, 150 buyers, 150 exhibitors, and the host hotel where the conference is being held only has 150 rooms. Thus, they need another hotel to accommodate another 150 companies. Lo and behold, we're given that opportunity through osmosis, serendipity. So all of a sudden, we get through building a relationship first with authentic and sincere communication. We start to build that relationship the proper way by putting our soon-to-be associate, peer to friend in a nurturing environment, because we're communicating with them through email, through phone, through Zoom, through WhatsApp, through Discord, just building on the relationship, adding value to them of something that makes them look better and complements their skill sets, their organization for their potential client. Thus, all of a sudden, it's a natural give, invest, and return on time. And we tap into, Nick, the most important part is a servanthood relationship. And voila, Madam Miriam connects us to Keeley Fair. Keeley Fair connects us to the VIP of Keeley Fair. Through the VIP, we meet Robert. Robert connects us to Amanda. Amanda says, you know what, DJ, we actually need an overflow hotel, and we have 150 rooms that we need to fill. Can you fill those for us? Not only, Nick, is that an impossible deal, it's an improbable deal. Why is it improbable? Because it was already in the works 12 months in advance, and the likelihood that 150 opportunities of that magnitude will be available to us 3 months out to the conference is unbelievable. But because we do this all the time, Nick, and we specialize in it, we were able to add value, nurture the relationship, build on it, and then without spear chucking or being overly aggressive, because we didn't even know this opportunity even existed, we were able to naturally, organically cash in on it. Now let's show them, Nick, how much that opportunity is and show you the magic of the impossible, finding the big deal. So what was the deal? The deal was Keeley Fair connect us to the VIP to EOA. So Keeley Fair connect to VIP, connected to EOA, connected to 150 room requests. So let's put that up there on there. So I'm gonna do it real slow. So Kili Fair, KILIFAIR, which was June 4th to 7th, led us to the founders giving us a VIP all weekend pass. Kili Fair, VIP Kili Fair. So you can put it this way: Kili Fair plus VIP plus EOA equals 150 deal opportunity. So I'm going to say it real slow again for you, Nick. Kili Fair, boom, became VIP Kili Fair. Boom, became introduction to EOA equals 150 deal opportunity. Now, most of you will say, well, you just got lucky. Okay, well, I didn't get lucky, because when I was investing in Madam Miriam in May of 2025 in Toronto, which led me to November of 2025 in Montreal, Canada, which led me to December of 2025 of hosting her complimentary at the Pom Pom Suites, which led me to Kili Fair. You see how this works? Now, see what you're thinking. Well, man, that's a 15, let's see, May, June, July, August, September, October. That's a 17-month sales cycle. Man, I don't have time to be waiting 17 months to close a sale. Well, here's why when we talked about the 304 hit it and quit it transactional doesn't work, because we're building pipelines, ladies and gentlemen. Because this 150 deal opportunity, let's put some numbers behind it. So 150 rooms at $150 a night. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 nights, Nick. So let's take that off. Let's put the math up. So it's going to be 150 rooms times 4 equals how much? So that's 150 times 4 times 150 a night. So the formula is 150 rooms times 4 nights times $150 a night, and that equals $90,000 US. This is how you find a massive deal, through relationships, by systematically following a formula that most people wouldn't have the patience to find. And the key part of this, Nick, is that we're only associating building relationships with whom? Blue whales. Madam Miriam, blue whale. Nikki Clark, blue whale. So we're in the environment, or the school, as they call a group of whales together. We have put ourselves strategically and intentionally into that environment, which led to a bigger school of blue whales, which leads to a massive deal. Now, here's the beauty of this. This is not a one-off. This is an annual event that actually parlays, Nick, into an even more massive event of events called the Road Tour Around the World. So EOA leads us through their organization, Nick, to 7 stops for the upcoming calendar year to do the EOA events from America, Asia, Africa, China, Europe, the Caribbean, and Canada. Now, at EOA, we rake in 90,000 just to be the overflow host. That does not even include, Nick, the food for those 4 nights. So let's continue to build on this, okay? Now, this deal, and we're really cashing in, which we call drilling down, tapping the root of success. So now, Nick, the ancillary services are growing and multiplying from this deal. So let's put up there ancillary services, or what would we call it? Concierge services. And what do those concierge services consist of? Number 1, transportation. So in our packages, Nick, it's $150 for the night. But one thing we know is our resort right down the street from the airport? No, it's not. So what are they going to need, Nick?
They're going to need a ride to and from the airport.
And did you not need a ride to and from the airport when you went to Zanzibar?
Yes, I did.
And even though you were part owner in the company, you still needed transportation, correct?
Yes.
Did we not provide that for you?
Yes, you did.
And if you're not an owner, is that free?
No.
No. So guess what? Now, naturally, is this something that they can go without on the island, Nick? Is there any way possible that you can navigate the island of Zanzibar without transportation?
No, absolutely not.
Would you advise them, like a lot of people do when they go to vacations and rent cars? Would you rent a car the first time visiting Zanzibar as a first timer, even if you are an expert car driver and you've been to multiple other countries? Would you recommend renting your own car, or would you prefer to get a driver?
I prefer to get a driver the first, second, and third times.
Absolutely. So now, ladies and gentlemen, each one of those 150 opportunities are now, Nick, transportation 150 times 100. So I want you to put transportation, but then now put, besides transportation, 150 people times 100 equals how much? So transportation plus 150 times $100. And the transportation, ladies and gentlemen, is to pick them up at the airport, bring them to the resort, and take them to the conference. Here's a natural, easy $15,000 opportunity. So now you created $90,000 for providing a home, $15,000 of no way you're getting around not having transportation. It's just not possible. And guess what? That's just transportation from the airport to the resort. The transportation to the conference is an additional cost. Would that be a fair assessment, Nick? If the van picked you up like you got picked up, dropped you off at the hotel, when you were going on the excursions and going to the restaurants, isn't that another transportation fee?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Absolutely. So now, Nick, to take them to the conference, back to the hotel on a bus that will, seat 15, 30 people at a time, that's $30 for the 4 days. So now we have a subset of transportation of during your trip of 150 times 30 equals how much? So we're going to call this conference travel. Conference travel. So put that as A, conference travel. Are you starting to see, ladies and gentlemen, how the art and the science to close the impossible deal by power networking, forming the relationship aspect, but then finding the deal is worth 15, 17 months if you're shopping and targeting and hunting blue whales? Because now you've opened up revenue stream number 3, and these are revenues that are must have for these people. Are they not, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
You got to have some place to stay. You're not going to be able to sleep on the beach. You have to have transportation to the resort, because guess what? The conference is not at the airport. And when you're not at the conference, which is not the whole day, you have to have transportation to go get a bite to eat, to go do a little bit of tourism things. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
So now you pick up 150 times 30, Nick. I'm sorry, not times 3, times 30. It's $30, not $3. So add a 0 to that. Add a 0 to your 3 and add a 0 to your 450. And now that we have put people into our ecosystem, who's controlling the narrative, Nick? Are they controlling the narrative, or are we controlling the narrative?
We're controlling the narrative.
And are we controlling the narrative where we're pushing ourselves on them, or is it something that they're asking us for because they need it?
They're asking for it because they need it.
Exactly. So in that regard, we are going back to the first 4 that I talked about, is how to build it, how to nurture it. Even in this example, we're building it by what? Providing them with a place to stay. We're nurturing it by providing them with the ancillary services of transportation from the airport to the resort. We're adding value because now we're going to provide them with a group shuttle to take them from the resort to the conference. And then naturally, we're cashing in because there's no way for them to do that without this. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? When they click on our link of EOA and it says, would you like to have just a hotel stay, or would you like to have the hotel stay and the transportation to and from the airport and shuttle to the conference? 9 out of 10 people hit yes. Is that not amazing? Now, Nick, what is something else that they need in order to survive those 4 days with us?
Food.
Gotta have food. Now, we do provide them with a continental breakfast, but we don't cover their dinner for free. So now, Nick, 150 people. So food is number 2. We now provide them with an option for dinner because they're going to have lunch at the conference. But dinner, they may not. So now, Nick, we're going to get 75 of that 150 because probably they're going to maybe have dinner one day there or maybe have a group dinner, but 50% of them are going to have dinner on their own or at the resort. Would that be a fair assessment, Nick?
Yeah, that would be fair.
Okay, so now we have 75 dinner options. And that 75, Nick, is at an average of $20 a meal. So that's 20 times 2. So make that 75 times 40. And now that's 40 times 4. Because it's 4 days. No, my bad. So it's going to be 2. My bad. So it's 40 times 2. So the equation is going to be 75 times 20 times 2. What does that give us? So out of those 150 people, ladies and gentlemen, 50% of them are going to need that dinner option 4 days out of the week. Look at that. Is that not a beautiful thing? So now we pick up another $3,000. Again, Nick, would you say these are must-have for these people? This is nothing extra. Would you agree?
I would agree. Yep, must-have.
You've been to conferences before for a few days, have you not? We've been to conferences together, have we not?
Yes.
Did we not go out and pay for dinner every time?
Yes.
And did we spend more than $20 a person?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So are our numbers conservative or are they exaggerated?
They're conservative.
Very conservative. So realistically, you can times that number times 2 and it still wouldn't be a big number. Because guess what? If a person is going all the way across the world to an exotic island for a conference, are they going to get a real cheap meal or are they going to get something that's favorite they never had or at the highest level? Because 9 out of 10 times, if it's a conference paid for by their company, are they spending their money on this stuff?
No.
They have a thing, ladies and gentlemen, called a per diem. And a per diem, typically in an environment like this, per day is 3 meals a day. Generally about $40 per meal. So now we picked up that. So guess what? We picked up hospitality, the actual resort itself. We picked up the main transportation to get from the airport to the resort. We then picked up the supplemental transportation from the resort via shuttle bus to the conference. From there, we picked up, they got to eat. So in this first level of finding the deal, we're showing you how to drill down and multiply your opportunities. Now, the only way you would have been able to do that is that you had an ecosystem. What do we have, Nick? An ecosystem, because we are pipeline developers, not bucket bearers. Now, can you see the important part of part 3 just at the entry level? How to build it, how to nurture it, how to add value to them from you that makes them elevate in their mind you to them. Because all you've done is serve their needs. Is that not correct, Nick? And you did it in a very indirect, subtle way that they actually are asking you for these services. This is not you going up to them and say, hey, let me take your picture. Hey, let me take you and get you some merch and get you some little gadgets and stuff. This is basic necessity stuff. Guess what we know, ladies and gentlemen, is in those ancillary services, high profit margins. So I've gone from relationship building, part 2, to number 3, finding a deal. But in the process of finding a deal, what have I done with the relationship? I have matriculated, massaged it, nurtured it, and put it in a conducive environment for them to win, for their client to win, that equates to a win for us. that added value, and then we, by default, Nick, they cash in for us. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Imagine this. What if you had the beautiful prom queen asking you to the prom? What if you had the cheerleader asking you to the homecoming dance? You know what? It's all possible if you form the right system to find the deal, because you put that person in a position that you serve them, that now they feel so overwhelmed, enjoyed, and feel so great about you, they're naturally going to ask you, hey, who are you going to the prom with? Who are you going to the homecoming dance with? Who are you going to the Super Bowl party with? I have a +1. Would you like to go with me? And I thought you would never have asked me. Of course I would. And even in the process of you saying yes, they still think you're doing them a favor. When they walk down the red carpet, does the beautiful woman or the handsome man normally walk down that red carpet by themselves?
No.
They always have a sidekick. Their ornament on their arm. Do they or do they not? In most cases.
Yep.
So now we've provided them with the food, the transpo, and now you get number 4. These people are going to want an experience. And that experience is very simple. In their room, you give them a nice card to welcome them. You put on their television, Grab TV, which enables them to select a suite of services that they want to make themselves feel good. And they, by choice, which we call an option close, instead of asking them a yes or no, would you like, your bed turned up or your curtains opened up? You ask them, would you like a swim, a spa, or a photo shoot? So now you offer them a provision through an experience of a suite of 3 to 4 services. And you can be rest assured, Nick, if you offer them 4 nice, feel-good experiences, they will pick one.
Mm-hmm.
So now we offer them in our ecosystem, and since we found the deal, we know how to master the deal. We offer them an excursion, a spa experience, or a video shoot. So let's put that up there. So that will be A, B, and C of provide an experience. An excursion, a spa, and a video shoot. And you know what we do to bring this home, ladies and gentlemen, to hit it out of the park? We bundle all 3 of them down to a very low price point that they end up getting all 3. So excursion, spa, video shoot. How many people would get a video shoot? And when I say video shoot, that's capturing their special moments throughout their trip, where we have a photographer follow them and capture and shoot video of their experiences. So now they got a memory of a lifetime. Now, that average experience is $100. But mind you, ladies and gentlemen, if they're going to a special event, a special occasion, a special conference, they're going to want something in that semblance. So all you do is say, hey, here's the price of each as an individual package. This is like, getting them to supersize it. Excursion, $120. Spa, $80. Video package, $150. So now they're looking at, oh man, that's 120, 80, that's 200. plus 150, that's 350. Man, I don't have 350. But what if you say, we'll give you all three for $225, 50% off? How many people, Nick, are grabbing that bundle to get all three and save $125?
Most of them.
And explain to them why most of them you say that. Explain to them why most of them would do that, Nick, from your perspective as being a trip taker.
Yeah, well, they will, just like how you just outline and itemize what each one would be individually. So the way they look at it, one, they're taking a bucket list trip, that they don't do all the time. And then two, they're saving money by getting all three, getting the bundle.
Absolutely. 100%. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have put ourselves in position to get 150 people. Now, mind you, I'm going to say conservatively, Nick, what percentage of those 150 people all get the bundle?
I would say, well, maybe half.
You know what? I'm going to say a third.
You gonna say a third? Okay.
I'm going to say, and you know why I'm going to say a third? Because maybe from a time perspective, you might not be able to do all three.
Yeah.
And you might also have people who are just there, I'm just going to get business done.
Yeah. True.
Make sense?
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on our projection sheet, we're going to say a third. So what's a third of 150 is 50 people. So 50 people times 225 equals how much, Nick? Wow.
225, yeah, 11.
Wow.
250.
Are we rocking, brother?
Yes, we are.
Are we cashing in? Is this not worth taking 17 months to matriculate? So now, Nick, let's sum it all up and let's put it on the screen and give them a total of how to masterfully find a deal through relationship building by having an ecosystem. And in that ecosystem, we are only hunting what, Nick?
Blue whales.
Blue whales, baby. That is all we're hunting are blue whales. And even though it took from May of 2025 to October of 2026, you tell me, ladies and gentlemen, was it worth it? And again, here is the super bonus. Nick, is this a one-off or is this a perennial opportunity?
Perennial opportunity.
And the only way we blow it, ladies and gentlemen, if we do something egregious. What's the total on that? So let's take it from the top. The hotel stay.
Yep,
you had that 90. Number was 150. Yep, 90,000. So let's 90, run it back and show them how powerful this is. The hotel stay, ladies and gentlemen, 150 people, 4 nights, 150, $90,000. Beautiful. Now, what's the automatic must-have? Transportation. Let's put that up there. $15,000. And that's 150 out of 150 because everybody has to have transportation. So now you picked up $15,000. Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, these two are going to be the most expensive for us to provide because we have to provide the physical room, the physical cars, the physical bus, the physical drivers, the physical maids, the physical cleaners. So these two, even though they're the biggest numbers, they're the most expensive for us from a service and provision standpoint. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen? So now you have to be masterful in finding your deal. How do you find the low cost, high profit opportunities? So now they start to matriculate because in that shuttle bus, we're not taking 150 cars back and forth. we're taking, out of 150 people, if we can fit 30, we're only taking 5 trips. So now we do the supplemental, there's $4,500. So even though it's $4,500, we probably made close to the same amount of profit as we made in the major transportation because it cost us less and less trips, less gas, less insurance. Are y'all seeing how this is work? We start with the most expensive part, building the pipeline and the infrastructure, how to build it. That's the resort stay. Then we nurture it by providing the main transportation. Now we add value, giving them the shuttle to the conference. And now they got to eat. But as we said, not all of them are going to eat. We're going to say conservatively 50% of them are going to eat. So now you add 3,000. Now here's the great thing. Our food, even at a high end, it doesn't cost us a lot of money to provide food to them because we're on an island with natural resources that are very inexpensive to provide. Equate this to when you go to the movie theater. You pay $25 for a ticket, but you pay $7 for a soft drink. Am I telling the truth or am I telling the truth, Nick? But that $7 soft drink promise you free refills, but the likelihood that you're going to get one refill is very unlikely because it's a big cup. You're not going to be getting up and missing the movie. So that one cup, ladies and gentlemen, cost me $1, but cost you $7. So now we provide the food. Then we provide the experiences. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We provide the experiences. That's $11,250. And here's the great thing about the experiences. Those are even less expensive as well. So now we have a total opportunity, Nick, of $123,750 USD. Now, Nick, let's just divide that by the amount of months, because I heard all the people, man, 15 months is a long time. But let's divide that by 15 months. That's $8,250 a month for doing the job one time right. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? When we do the event next year, which we are contracted to do, we're not spending any more months or any more time chasing that business. We're now more known and we're now getting more opportunities. This is called internal rate of return. Zero acquisition costs other than the minor infrastructure costs. We're not spending advertising and marketing dollars to get these people coming back because they have to attend this conference. And the likelihood we'll do 3 years. So, Nick, we now tap into this 3x. So times that number times 3. And guess what, Nick? Is the likelihood the price of the service is going to go up or going to go down?
Going to go up.
Going to go up 100%. So we will add into it an inflation cost, which is about 7%. So now we take that 123 times 3. Let's make this the final total number of the blue whale finding and cashing the deal. 123 times 3 is $371,250 times 21% because we're going to have a 7% increase by inflation and taxation every year, which is going to add an additional $77,962.50 for a grand total So 371, 250 plus 77,962. Let's get a drum roll. You got the number for us, Nick?
Got 448,250.
Let's put it up on the screen, brother. So the total internal rate of return, return on our investment of hunting properly is $448,250 USD. Do you understand us, ladies and gentlemen? Have you seen how simple this is? It's not easy, but here's the thing that we've been taught. My father's father taught me. He said, DJ, master the hard things in life early. And what is life, Nick?
Life gets hard as hell.
Nope. Master the hard things early. Master the hard things early. Life gets
easier, yeah.
Easier. Master the easy things in life. Life gets what, Nick?
Hard as hell.
There you go. So what you may have thought was hard as hell doing the work and not seeing the return, as we talked about the 304 and the transactional way of life, we took the long, short, compounded pathway to build the pipeline, and voila. Did we find the deal, Nick?
Yes, we did.
Did we put the deal together?
Yes, we did.
Is this real for us, Nick? Or am I just putting hypothetical things up on the screen?
No, very real. Very much so reality.
Are we doing this right now as we speak?
Yes, we are.
To the tune, this week alone, we had 5 new purchases of room reservations for this event coming up in October for us. So we're going to sell out, Nick. And out of those reservations that are paid for, only one has not got the complete package, Nick. Did y'all hear me, ladies and gentlemen? Only one has not gotten the complete package. And I'll believe that one, once they get there, they'll end up getting that package. Have we ever not seen, Nick, where somebody doesn't get the transpo or doesn't get the food meal, and then they get with the group and everybody's going and they don't have something? What does that person end up doing, Nick?
They end up joining in.
And what do they end up paying? More or less?
They pay more. Yeah. You get on at the last minute, get on late, you gotta pay more. Yeah.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. So conservatively speaking, we're going to go to the break. Do you understand where we're coming from, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see why we make the impossible possible? Because again, we have 25 years in this system called the 7 spheres of money. So let's run down, before we go to the break, Nick, let's give them the secret sauce again of how finding a deal is number one, through relationships. You have the communication, authentic and sincere communication. Establish authentic and sincere communication. Number one, how to build it. Number two, how to nurture it. Number three, how to add value to them. Not us, add value to them. And we probably should put add value in close parentheses, serve them. Add value, serve them. Thank you very much. Then number four, through you building it properly, nurturing it properly, and adding servant value you will provide. Not the experience. The experience is part of the package. Number 4 is we will cash in. We will cash in. And we will cash in by them asking us, not us having to hard sell them in any shape, size, or form. We will cash in because, in parentheses, Nick, they need us now. They need us. They need our stuff. They need our system. Because what have we done? We have applied to them, Nick, the platinum rule. And we've done it all with sophistication, professionalism, and that it comes across to them, Nick, that they made the decision to do business with us and not us selling something to them. How often do you hear young people say, man, he sounds salesy. They trying to sell me something. They need water and they need air, but they're telling us when we offer them some cold water in the bus that we're selling them something. Mm-hmm. But if you just put them inside a VIP room with cold water on the table or in the little container, doesn't everybody go up and get the water and the cookies and the snacks? That's how you close business. And then number 5, that cash in, put that total up there for them, Nick, and put here, it is exponential residual income. So number 5, the cash in return for us, internal rate of return is 400. What'd you say? What was the total?
448,250.
$1,000, ladies and gentlemen. And that's called internal rate of return. And now let's see what that looks like from the labor that we put in, because it took us 15 months to do that. So let's take the 448,250 and let's divide that by 15 months, Nick. Now, on average, Nick, because we did the work the right way, master the hard things up front, we basically laid the foundation to earn $29,833 a month. Now, see, here's why the young person loses, because since they don't see that right up front, Nick, they might work hard for 2 months. They may even work hard for 6 months. But when they don't start seeing that money matriculate in, you know what they do? They get off the bus. When they can't 304 the transaction and do arbitrage and wholesale and this quick get rich scheme, don't have any, what's the most important component in the system? Equity and ownership. Because we built the system, we invested in the system, and now we have equity and ownership. The system pays us in perpetuity. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? When you do 6, 7, 8 months and don't see any massive returns, but a little things trickle in and you quit, you have built that road and somebody comes up and picks up from where you started and cashes in, and then they got lucky and you're mad, but the reality is you're the one that did 3/4 of the work. And the only reason why we stay the course is for 3 reasons, and we're going to go to the break. Because what we told you in the first week of the series and the second week of the series, there's 3 key important things that you have to get on the C-suite side of finding the deal. You have to have 3 advisors. Spiritual advisor, leadership advisor, business advisor. And what they have in common is they have achieved what you are striving to do in your life. So let's take it to the break, Nick, because we're going to come back and we're going to chop this thing up. I think right there, man, I honestly, I don't know, Nick, why the people watching this are not telling 5 people about this right now. I honestly don't know, ladies and gentlemen, why you're not sharing this with 5 people right now. I honestly don't know why you're not subscribing right now, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, we just gave them $1 million formula for success. Have we not done this, Nick, since you and I have been together 6 years on this platform? Have we not run these strategies successfully with hiccups, or we've stayed the course, and have we not matriculated this on multiple platforms?
Yes, we have.
No, Nick, why don't you refresh their memory and give them 3 platforms that we've actually have executed the same principles of success of taking the art and science of how to close the impossible deal, which we do better than everybody through power networking, to finding a deal. Tell them 3 platforms, Nick, that you personally have been a part of, contributed to, and seen and experienced through your own prism to show that this is true.
Okay. All right. So I'll go Erica Williams. I'll go Dr. Willie Jolly. And you know what? I'll take them offline. I gave them 2 internet ones. I'll take them offline and I'll say Tolero.
And you know what? How did you get here?
Urban X.
There you go. Now, with those 4 you just said, conservatively speaking, what would you say the average return in revenue that we made from each one of those through the whole process of that relationship? Would you say we made $100, $1,000, $10,000, or $100,000 on each one of those platforms?
I would say with those numbers, it'd be closer to the 100.
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I give you 3 guesses. First 2 don't count. Nick actually missed the mark on this one. We've made hundreds of $1,000s on each one of those platforms. Okay. Correct. All right. If you don't believe me, Nick, how many people that I put in the conference webinar that you attended before you knew me? How many people, Nick?
I'm not sure. It seemed like it was a couple hundred in there.
Okay. So
yeah.
Nick, let's put the numbers up. So let's put it up here for them. This is the bonus before we go to the break, ladies. Urban X. And we're charging the real prices. Nick said a couple hundred. I know it was close to 300. The first time I did it, we had 150. The second time we broke the webinar and we had over 150. So let's just be conservative and let's just say we only had 150. And Nick know we had more because I had to do another presentation because we kept breaking down because we had too many people in the webinar. Is that not true, Nick?
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Yep.
Nick, what is the price of our basic package, our B2B right now today?
B2B today. That's for the initial.
Just to go to the masterclass. What's the price?
Oh, so just under $100. Now, what was it, 97?
What's the corporate price? If we're doing it offline, like you said, what's our corporate price? Per individual, it's $497.
Okay. Yeah.
Why is it $497, Nick? Because they only just get the master class, dude. What do they get with that B2B? Tell them what they get, Nick.
They get so they get the master class.
They get the master class. Is how many hours?
3 hours.
They get what next from the master class?
Oh yeah, they get the family finance. So the family finance 101 course. Now that's 3 hours.
Yep.
So they get that. They get the live master class, and they get the Sometimes it's one consultation, sometimes it's two, but there's always one consultation, at least one consultation with you. And then depending on if we're doing a partnership with someone, it might be another consultation in there.
Right. And the family finance curriculum is how many modules?
It's 31 or is it 15?
17 modules, yeah. 3.5 hours.
3.5
right?
hours.
So understand this, ladies and gentlemen. We're just gonna show you real facts. So UrbanX, 150 people went through. It's $497 on our website. You get a 90-minute masterclass taught by nothing but experts. You get a 3.5 hour, 17 modules of professional principles of success. Then you get one guaranteed consultation, complimentary. And like Nick says, if we're partnering with somebody, sometimes it's two. And correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, don't we give them some form of analyzation?
Yes.
As
yes,
well?
During the consultation. Yeah, yes. During the consultation, yes.
Okay. So
and they get to ask 3 questions also.
That is correct. So now, ladies and gentlemen, that's 150. So let's put this up there. UrbanX, 150 participants, and let's just do $199. I think that's a fair price. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's fair.
$199. Boom. Isn't this a coincidence, Nick? Look at the number that we just put up there, and look what that equated to. Our example did not even plan this. Look at this, Nick. 150 times 199 equals $29,850. Did we just not show them how to find the deal? And what we're doing right now, 15 months of work equates to $29,833 a month in revenue.
Yes, we just did it.
Put it up on the screen, Nick. UrbanX, 150 people, $199 package, which is in corporate America, $497 per person. And correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. Did the Montgomery Regional Airport pay me more than that per employee?
Yes, they did.
Did Chase Bank pay me more than that per participant?
Yes.
So just to show you, ladies and gentlemen, we're not blowing smoke. And to show you, we're doing this in multiple different industries. So what I'm showing you from the resort business works in the UrbanX business. What works in the UrbanX business works on the Classy Climb business. Are these not two different business industries, Nick?
Yes, they are.
So that's $29,850 a month, ladies and gentlemen. How long did I work on the UrbanX platform, Nick? Did I do it 1 month, 1 quarter, 2 years? How long was I on that platform?
It was about 2 years.
About 2 years.
About 2 years, yeah.
About 2 years. So, Nick, let's just say we only cashed in 6 months out of those 2 years because I had to put the work in first, correct? I didn't just get 150 people in that webinar. I did a lot of what? Free work. What it appeared to be free work. Did it not, Nick?
Yeah, yes, it did. Yeah.
And I always jokingly say, Nick, you got me for $39. But guess what I knew before I got on that platform, Nick? I knew I was showing the art and the science how to close the impossible deal by doing what? How to build it. How to nurture the relationship with Malcolm and the Black Dot. How to add value to who? They talk about money, but did they know how money worked, Nick?
No.
So what did I do? I served them in your constituencies. Did I not?
Yes.
Did I charge $1 for any of those free shows that I did for 2 years?
Nope.
So when I said, you know what, we're going to do for the first time a tax webinar for your community, what happened, Nick? We basically broke our software.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I did not offer this service opportunity for about a year. Is that about correct, Nick?
Yeah, it's about right. Yeah.
So, Nick, let's say after that year, we only cashed in 6 times, which you know we did more than that because we did multiple webinars after that. Did we not?
Yes.
So just show them conservatively, Nick, what's 6 times 29,650 so they can see the magic.
That's $179,100.
Put it up on the screen. Nick, can you testify that I'm telling the truth?
Yes, I can.
So much so, what led for you, Nick?
It led to me attending that webinar and getting the package and going through the entire program from initial consultation to all-star to executive membership.
To owner with me as a partner.
Yep.
100%, correct? Now that's
100.
Urban X, ladies and all Urban X is a social platform. Is that not correct, Nick?
Yeah.
Can you summarize and tell them, because what if we had to categorize Urban X, would we call that a business platform?
No, yeah, I would say it's
pop culture, ain't it?
Yeah, pop culture. Yep, exactly. That's
pop culture.
For, yep.
And they talk about current events in our community. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Has nothing to do with business. Would that be correct?
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
Okay. So now we transition from there. What was the second one you said, Nick? Classy Klein?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to write these numbers down. And it took me about a year to hit that pay dirt. Would you say divided by 12, is that a good payout for the average person? Divided by 12. So let's take that 179,000. We didn't make 1 penny for 6 months and divide that by 12. That's $14,925 a month. But we both know, we just showed the numbers, it's actually $29,850 a month. Right, Nick?
That's right.
And this was in 2018, correct?
Yes.
And that's pop culture centered around current events.
Right.
I wonder, DJ, can this work in a trucking environment? I believe it can. Nick, let's go back to the chalkboard. Next up on the menu, Classy Klein. And because we went through our freshman year learning on the Urban X platform, we condensed the workload of the pipeline. Did we not?
Yes.
Nick, first night out the gate on Classy Klein, I might have put in, 2-3 months, maybe 4 months of free DJ the Money Coach interviews. Would that be about correct?
Yeah, I would say so.
What did our first opportunity with Classy Klein present? Present, is that right? Produce for us. How many units did we sell the first time we did the offering of DJ the Money Coach Teaches Family Finance 101?
80 packages.
80 packages, and we also sold it at the regular price of $199. Nick, let's put it up on the board. Put Classy Climb up there. 80, because we basically, and we could have sold more than that if we had Kadera on our team, because we'd have had we'd had digital technology. So let's show them that this works, that this is not hyperbole. This ain't pie in the sky. This is real. And these are fundamental principles of success that works in any industry. Tried and true and proven. And Nick has been right along riding shotgun with me, seen it through his own eyes. Now, from there, we did one a month with them, did we not?
Yes.
One a month, ladies and gentlemen, where we went from that number to 27K. Am I not correct?
No, that's right. Yeah.
27K. We stumbled around 27K for a minute. Kadera hopped on the team a couple of months later. And what happened after we did 27K?
We went to 50K.
Went to 50K. And then the very next month, we went to what, Nick?
100K.
Actually, it was 88,000.
It was 88,000. Okay.
And then the final month of that year, we did $100,000. So let's add that up, Nick. So we had 15, 920, 27K, 50,000, 88,000, and 100,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. So let's put that first one up there. 80 times 199 was 15. What it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take our time. So Classy Climb. First time out the gate, we offered our educational masterclass. We had 80 sales at 199. And that was right around September. And then in October, we hit 27K. Then we added Kadera hired her on her birthday, which was like the 30th, 31st of October. In November, we hit 50K. December, we hit 88K. In January of the following year, we hit 100 grand. Let's add that up. So see if they, let's see if the proof is in the pudding. What we got, Nick?
We got $280,920.
Put it up on the screen, bro. And what year was that, Nick? That would have been 2020, 2021, right? It was end of 2020, yeah. January 2021.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of work. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, listen to me. We went into the pop culture current event industry with Urban X, where Nick was a member and a subscriber. Extracted Nick out. Went into the Classy Climb, which is a school of smartphone trucking and education to people to try to become entrepreneurs. And not a hardcore, what I would determine as a business to business. We went there, right, Nick? Matter of fact, I think we went to Dr. Jolly before we went to Classy Climb. Is that correct?
No.
Oh, Jolly came in that December.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's go to Jolly. Dr. Jolly. So now in December of this December that we hit 88,000, we did Dr. Jolly. The Dr. Jolly Sirius XM show. So let's put Dr. Jolly Sirius XM. And we did 1 live and 2 recorded, if I'm not mistaken. I did the live, then I came back and did the recorded radio. And on that live, we sold the package a little bit higher. I think the package was $297, and we sold 30 or what was it? 30 or 40 of them. It was what was it? Let's say 30. So 30 times 297. It's 30 times 297 was 8,910. And out of those 30, we sold 15 all-star packages. And those all-star packages are $3,499. So from that one show, we had initially 89.10, and within 2 weeks of that, we had 15 sales at $34.99. That's a total of $52,485. And out of those 15 all-stars, Nick, I remember we did 6 executive packages. And at that time, the executive package, I think we were somewhere about $49.99, I think it was. Was it $49.99? So we did 6. So now we did 6 at $499. So that's another $29,994, Nick. So let's put the numbers up on the scale for them. And this was, and as they can see now, what's happening to our time commitment, Nick? Is it getting longer or shorter?
It's getting shorter.
Yep. Because we basically took about 3 months to close that deal with Dr. Jolly.
Yes.
So 15 months with Urban X. Y'all seeing the model here, ladies and gentlemen? No, I'm sorry, 12 months with Urban X before we did our first platform. About 4 to 5 months with Classy Climb, and 3 months with Dr. Jolly. And Dr. Jolly's provided us with how much revenue? So it was
89.10 plus 52,485.
Yep. So 30 at 297 is 8,910. Then 15 of those at 34.99, which is 52,485. And then 6 at 49.99. 29,994. Add those all up for me, Nick.
$2,485 plus 89.10. So $91,365.
Okay, put it up on the screen, bro.
365.
And out of that one, we also raised about $250,000 for projects. So add 250,000 to that. And what does that give you? So we made earnings of 365, but then we also raised about 250K in investment capital.
It's $341,365.
Okay, and what will we categorize Dr. Jolly as a, what do they call him? He's a public speaker, but he's a positive, but him and his wife have a relationship, a marriage relationship platform.
Yeah, it's like a faith-based relationship. Yeah.
Totally different, ladies and gentlemen. So his is he's a public speaker, but they have a thing that's called money and marriage, which their claim to fame is they've been married for 40 plus years, and they talk about how to create a God-based marriage without arguments and loving each other for life. So I would call them more of a self-help marital group platform. Is that not totally different from Classy Climb?
Yes, it is.
Is that not totally different from Urban X?
Sure, yes.
What's the one common denominator between the three about them and us?
The how we did the deal, how we communicated authentically, how we built the relationship, how we nurtured it,
we added value.
Yeah, how we added value.
Naturally, they ask us to do business with them. It's not us asking them to do business with them. Would you agree?
Yeah,
All these people were literally asking us in sincerity, how do we get help from you, DJ the Money Coach? Is this not correct, Nick?
That's correct.
When they go through our system and we get them right like rain, do these people not ask us, hey, where should we invest? Or how do we become business owners? How do we become debt free? Who can you recommend to help us?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Would that be a fair assessment?
Yes, it is.
$341,365, and that took us 3 months to matriculate. That's over. What does that average out to be monthly? Because what we want people to see here that are watching this show is that the deeper we go, the easier it gets. $113,788 a month in revenue. Do I need to show them any more examples that this works? You know what? I'm going to show them one more. Because they're probably saying, this only works with your people. Yes or no? Let tell the truth, shame the devil. The common denominator here, DJ and Nick, is you're only able to do this with your people. This is not universal principle. This is niche. You're not working this magic with people that don't look like you. Okay. Guess what? 90% of my business before I met Nick, I made my living in what world, Nick?
The brick and mortar world.
And what did my customers look like? Did they look like you? Did they look like me?
Look, I guess they look closer to you than me. Corporations. Boy, corporations.
Let me rephrase the question like we in the court. Were they melanated or non-melanated?
Non-melanated. Non-melanated, and they were corporations. Corporations are not non-melanated corporations.
Thank you very much. So let's just show them one final example. The Montgomery Regional Airport in Montgomery, Alabama, 2019. Correct? 2019. We're in business. So we did the entire Montgomery Regional Airport employees through this same system. This is an airport. Can you see what we're talking about? But do you see the magic is that the principles are transferable to any industry, sector, religious, non-religious, straight, alternative, whatever. Are y'all following me? Are you following, brother? Am I preaching to the gospel?
Yep.
So we did, ladies and gentlemen, the Montgomery Regional Airport in Alabama, all of their employees took them through a same system, the same thing. I came in, I spoke, I educated, and I offered a master class. The same way that Nick just said, when it comes down to finding the deal, it's pertinent that you build the relationship. And how do you build the relationship to generate the actual deal itself? Real simple. Number one, how do you build it? Yeah, keep that up. Number two, how do you nurture it? Number three, how do you add value to them as a servant leader? And how do you get them to ask you to do business with you? In essence, cash in your rate of return of your investment. So the last example, and we're going to go to the break, is the Montgomery Regional Airport. October 2019. We were hired after a series of going to some conferences and stuff, building relationships, just like we just said, with the system, to do all the educational training from the CEO to the janitor. And that was the total, because this is a small airport. That was about, it was about 80 to 100 employees. Let's just say 100. It was 100 employees, and I was paid $650 per employee. Let's put it up on the board, baby. 650 times 100. And I was paid in two payments. One, the week of the presentation, and one, 2 weeks later, at the end of doing all the follow-ups. So 100 times 650. Now, out of those 100 employees, this is just a master class, Nick. I'm just going to give you some conservative numbers. We only had a success rate of 30 that took on the All-Star package, Nick. What's the price of the All-Star package? $34.99. So we got 100 times 650, that's 65,000. Then we had 30 times $34.99. Let's put that number up, Nick. And Nick, would you share with them how long does it take for me to get from not knowing anybody to completing the All-Star package with these people? How long did it take for you when you first attended my master class? How long did it take for you to ask me to become an All-Star member and me finish from the first time you met me one-on-one? Was it 1 day, 100 days? Was it 1 week? Was it 5 months? How long did it take for me to get you in my master class that you asked to be participate in, and you asked me to put you in my All-Star program and me to complete the whole entire sales process?
I would say that took I'll call it a month.
Did y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
A month. Put the number up there for him, Nick. 30 times $3,499. And we're gonna take this to the break because we're becoming like the Baptist preacher again. Only difference is we're not asking you for a contribution. We're not passing the plate. We actually are putting into your plate. So now look at that. 104,970. And out of those 30, Nick, only 5 did the executive package at $4,999. And let me tell you why those numbers were so low is because these were older people. And unlike you and I, they're not comfortable doing all their business on the internet in one-on-one sessions. These people typically were the average age of about 50, 55 years of age. So going back and forth for me physically from where I live to flying there for these, it didn't make much sense. So we did not push. There were many other opportunities, but we would have made more money. A lot of them were in the analog world like I was, Nick. And guess what? Most of them were non-melanated, but it wasn't a trust issue. It was just, hey, I feel more comfortable you coming and sitting down with me in my home one-on-one. So while we were down there for a week, we sat down with the people face-to-face during that week. But after that, you know how I do my business. It's all online, baby. But add up the numbers, Nick. What's the grand total?
$194,965.
Okay, let's put it up there, Nick. I think I just shown them 4 absolutely polar opposite businesses, industries. Did I not?
Yes, you did.
But the common denominator is our system. The common denominator, ladies and gentlemen, is the art and the science of how to close the impossible deal by mastering power networking. Part 3, finding the deal. But we can't get to part 3 if we didn't do part 2 right, which is building the relationship. We can't get to the relationship, Nick, if we don't do part 1 right. Would you agree? So, yep. Albeit it took me a lot longer because I'm building bucket bearer, or am I building pipelines?
Pipelines.
We're building pipelines. So, Nick, do me a favor. So this is the airport, aviation. Before that, we did self-help, marital self-help industry. Before that, we did smartphone entrepreneurs want to become business and independent people. And before that, we did pop culture, current events in the Black community. But the one common denominator, Nick, was the 7 spheres of money system that we built in 2002. And we utilize the art and science of how to close impossible deals by power networking, step by step, brick by brick, and not being in a rush and trying to be transactional, because we're building pipelines that create multi-occurring, residual, perennial income. So from 2018 to 2026, we've used one system. And Nick, would it be fair to say that all of these industries that I just shown, nobody knew me at all?
Yeah, that'd be fair to say. Yes.
Would it also be fair to say that those were impossible deals because none of those platforms expected me to have that impact on their platform? Would that be fair to say?
Yes, that would be fair to say too.
And last but not least, would it be fair to say that we closed that business in a record period of time once I got engaged with record profits?
Yes. Yes, that would be fair also.
And would it be fair to say that you've seen me do it time and time again, up close and personal, and you had no business experience or expertise until I taught you this business model.
Yes, completely true. That's how it happened.
So, Nick, do me a favor. Let's give them the total of what all four of those opportunities, with the fifth one, we're working right now in real time at EOA. So let's give them the grand total, Nick, and show them that they too can do this in any industry with any person. But the common denominator with these platforms, those were blue whales. So let's put the grand total of Urban X 2018. Grand total of actually Montgomery Regional Airport, which actually was in 2019. Grand total of Jolly, which was in 2020. Grand total of Classy Climb, which was 2020, 2021. And then right now, the grand total that we are not even stopped adding up because we're just getting started in this endeavor with the EOA in 2026 that's going to lead to 2027, 2028, and 2029. Let's put those five totals up there, and then we're going to divide by 5 and tell us what's the average amount of income that we made from building the system the right way. And right now, would it be fair to say, ladies and gentlemen, in an hour and 51 minutes of you locking in and taking copious notes, that we have not only illustrated, but demonstrated beyond a shadow of a doubt that we are guilty of being great at closing impossible deals. And if we can take a system through 5 totally different industries with 5 totally different mindsets, with 5 totally different type of people, melanated, non-melanated, internationally, domestic, regional, and national, what can we do for you? Better yet, what could our system do for you if you were naive enough to plug into it without even meeting us? And all you did was invest in yourself and apply these principles of success. Because Nick's about to give you a number, and we're going to go to the break. And I think what we're going to do, Nick, I think after the break, we're going to end the show, and we're going to pick this back up next week. And it kind of reminds me of just like the Urban X. We had too much information in a short period of time. I had to pick it up and do it the following week. I think that would make sense for us to do. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
So let's give them a total 5 industries. Give them a grand total, and then we're going to divide that by 5. And I just want you to ask yourself, are pipelines worth building? Are proper systems worth plugging into? And are impossible deals actually possible 100% with the right tools, the right techniques, and the right application? I think that's a yes, yes, and a hell yes. The numbers are so big, Nick's still adding.
Yeah. Make sure I'm like, man, I got making sure I have the correct numbers. I'm like, man, these are some big numbers.
Did we eclipse 7 figures?
I think so. Oh, we had to. We had it got to be 7 figures. Let's see. Last one, 123, 750. Oh yeah, yep. Let me put this up here.
And Nick, you've been right along for the ride.
Yes, sir. So let me take one of these things. Yeah, take that with that. Okay. All right, let's try that. All right. All right, here we go. All right. $1,312,250.
Wow. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this represents Urban X, which is a platform based on pop culture and current events. The second one is a self-help group that's based on the longevity of having great marriages and self-help. The third group is aviation, just pure B2B aviation airport. The fourth group is individuals who want to become entrepreneurs and have financial independence. And the fifth one, which is the one we're doing right now, is international hospitality. Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. Have I ever been in the hospitality business ever?
No.
Say that again, Nick.
No, you've never been in the hospitality business before.
And have I ever done any international business in the hospitality ever in my life?
No, never did any international business either in the hospitality.
I want y'all to listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. I developed with our system supreme confidence that I was naive enough to take this system and go all the way on the other side of the world and build a multi-million-dollar enterprise in, what is it now, Nick? It'll be come January, 5 years.
Yep, there it is right there. Okay, 1.3 million divided by 5 is $262,450 a year.
Nick, let's take it even deeper. Let's divide it by 12 because we live in a 304 transactional world. What can you do for me right now? So divide that year income into a monthly income and ask yourself a question. Is it worth it doing it the right way? So break that down for them. Put all them numbers up there, Nick, and break it down to a monthly income. And again, ladies and gentlemen, Nick just told you I knew nothing about the hospitality industry. Zero. Have never built a resort a day in my life. Have never worked in the hospitality business a day in my life. But my system, our system, is tried and true. 30 years. Officially was, incorporated in 2002, which is 25 years. But we have been putting this system into play since 1996. So when I talk about the ability to leverage networks from vast and deep relationships over 10, 15, 20 years, again, we can come to the party late and still win. Because we, in essence, have the cheat sheet, the cliff notes. But it took us 30 years to pull up to the game and come into the competition late. But we got the nitro. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close this out, go to the break. We've shown you, and we're going to come back and run back because we have 4 more parts to this part 3 that we don't have time to do it tonight. But what I would ask you to do for yourself, number 1, you should subscribe. Number 2, if you want to build it properly, you have to nurture it. So how do I nurture it? I share it with 5 other like-minded people. Then I add value by encouraging them to come back next week. And how do you make it work for you monetarily? You cash in by investing in yourself and doing the most important rule, which is self-explanatory. Apply it. Knowledge without application is dead. The average American, doesn't matter their age, their color, their ethnicity, their religion, or even their sexual orientation, makes only about $50,000 a year. Now, it might be a little bit higher on the West Coast, but nobody that's average American makes more than $60,000 a year USD. Nick and I have been together since 2019 together, but Nick met me in 2018. So over the course of 8 years, Nick, have you ever seen our business or me make less than that?
No.
And Nick, did we not do this from zero?
Yes, we did.
We're going to take him to the break, Nick. But tell him, Nick, in our first 3 months in business, you, me, and 4 other people, how much did we make?
We didn't make anything. We lost about $9,000.
Say it again, Nick.
We didn't make any money. We lost $9,000.
What would appear on the surface to the average civilian that we lost, but we invested in the pipeline. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invested how much, Nick? How much did we pour out of our pockets when you're saying that we lost $9,000? How much did we physically put into the model right off the jump?
$12,000.
And we made $3,000. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? In just 3 months, 4 people quit. Nick stayed on, Renee stayed on, and the rest is history. Because Nick knew that I've done this over 20 plus years in 4 other industries successfully. In the bricks and mortar world, not in the internet. Would that be a fair assessment, Nick?
Yes.
And would this project we're working on now actually is going to 2 to 3 to 5, maybe potentially 10x everything that we've shown them, even potentially? Can't guarantee anything, but are we not starting to see the manifestation of some massive opportunities happening right in front of us right now?
Yes.
But have we not been working on this current project? It'll be 5 years come January.
Yes, that's right.
And have not made 1 penny, but we've invested a lot building a pipeline. And guess what? When that pipeline's finished, it's going to be a economic tsunami. Would you agree, Nick?
Yes, I would.
And are there not significant players in the B2B Fortune 500 world, government world, knocking on our door right now?
Yes.
100%, ladies and gentlemen. So we would encourage you to seriously take heed of this information. This information here, we charge hundreds of thousands of dollars, 7 days a week, 24 hours, 365. If you don't believe it, we really don't care. But I would encourage you to invest in yourself, hit the replay, and once you get so hyped and ready to be ignorance on fire, I would subscribe to getting yourself a coach and a system. And I will be humbly, but honestly, 100% guaranteed that you probably should roll with us. Doesn't matter to me if you do or you don't, because if only one of you take the application and you're a do-it-yourselfer and you apply it, if you get 10% of the stuff that we're sharing with you, your life's going to be better off. Would you agree with that, Nick?
I would.
As an educator.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But one thing I do know, that 10% is the exception to the rule. Because, Nick, do I advise myself?
No, you don't. Only
My,
if you were a fool, you would.
absolutely. So if I'm not advising myself, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm tapping in to create these numbers, I've helped get these numbers because I'm tapped into people who make more than me, more stable than me, more secure than me, which gives me this. So you're watching Family Finance Friday. We're way over time because I actually have a meeting that I've supposed to have been on 10 minutes ago. But I don't want to rush stuff because I know a lot of times it seems like I'm over the top and I'm very boisterous and very elevated in how I speak. But when it's down to the brass tacks of getting the real truth to you, I don't need to play some character because I don't anyway. I'm being naturally myself all the time. But I do really want you to catch this. But better than catch it, I need you to apply it for yourself. And most importantly, I need you to base your decision off of 3 main rules. I want you to put this up there, Nick. This is what Pastor Donald Rackett said. Don't idolize the man in the pulpit from his personality. Read the same book, apply the same tools, and make sure that is, number 1, meaningful, manageable, and measurable based on your comprehension and your application. And if you can do that, ladies and gentlemen, and I believe what we shared with you tonight was at about a 4th, maybe a 5th grade education level at best, Nick, maybe even 3rd grade. They have a show called Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Mm-hmm. I think we hit the runway on that one. Did we not?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
So I would encourage you, if this is the first show you're watching tonight, between here and next Friday. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I'm going to be with you next Friday because I have an event to go to, but I'm going to try to get it squeezed in. So maybe we shoot the show on Thursday, Nick. Okay. But I'm going to encourage you to go back and watch episode number 1 of The Art and the Science of How to Close the Impossible Deal by Power Networking. Then come back and watch number 2, and then come to number 3, because this is not a show that you can just plug into the last show and really get what you need to get to actually be productive. There's no shortcut to this shortcut. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? So I believe, matter of fact, I know this is our best work we're doing for you guys. Would you agree with that, Nick?
Yes, I would say so too.
This is our best work. And it will be a shame, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't share this with yourself. And it will be a shame if you're selfish and you don't share it with 5 other people. And it would be a shame if you don't subscribe, because all 3 of those, you know what's the common denominator in all those 3 asks are? It's free. It's 100% free. 100% free. And I would stand up toe-to-toe, back-to-back, face-to-face with anybody on this planet teaching what I teach, and I can guarantee you we're better. You know why? Because we've been in it longer, we're more passionate about it, and we don't do this for the sake of money. Because if we did, what would we have, Nick? We would have multiple packages that you can buy, multiple gadgets and stuff you can buy, multiple merch and stuff you can buy. That's the testament of if somebody's really trying to serve you for, and there's nothing wrong with making a great living. But the reality is, guess what? We do well enough that we don't have to be on these platforms every day of the week. We don't always have to have, some gadget or something that you can buy from us. Because this right here, and I purposely keep ours, this booklet, Financial Literacy Bible, yep, it's outdated looking. This one actually here was created in like 2007. But you know what inside of it? Just like in BK1, these principles were created since the beginning of time, and they are timeless. So maybe for you to actually resonate with me, maybe I need to put it in and make it look like a Ferrari, but still be steak. But you know what? I don't need to do that. So we're going to end right here, Nick, because you can take it to the commercial, but I'm out of here. So, well, thank you for watching Family Finance Friday with the nucleus, Nick Westbrooks. And I've truly have enjoyed immensely teaching you the art and the science of how to close the impossible deal by power networking. And I heard somebody literally say last night that networking is dead. It's passe. Okay. I pity the fool. Because guess what? This right here is never going to replace this right here. AI cannot replace DJ the Money Coach. Facts. So if you think power networking is shortcutting the shortcut and not building relationships with people and you getting that quick money, easy come, easy go. A fool and his money will soon part. The amazing thing is, how did they get together in the first place? So thank you for watching. I hope you have a blessed weekend. And I hope at least one of you get it and apply it and get yourself a coach, a system, and some advisors. And you too, no matter where you are, you can be $2.5 million in debt like my best friend was back in the mid 2000s when the great recession happened. And he didn't file bankruptcy. And 4 years later, he was on the verge of becoming a multimillionaire. And today, he's a multimillionaire, totally debt-free, house, home, cars, and everything. And as long as you got your health, like we start our show every time, as long as you got your health, a dream from God, a plan and a goal, and you're willing to put 2 to 5 years of dedicated work. This is the last thing we're going to put up on the screen, Nick. You know what I'm about to say. By incorporating the 4x4, I have yet to meet anybody that in 2 to 5 years are not shortcutting the shortcut that hasn't made at least $250,000 a year. And if you are the person that'll work 6 months and then quit because you get frustrated and then you come back 2 months later, that's starting all over from zero. Don't say, oh, I've been doing this for 8 months and I got nothing. I'm talking about working your butt, your heart and your soul off for 2 to 5 years through rain, snow, summer, and everything for you to put 98% of the fuel so it can get the lift off and let God do the rest. So apply the 4x4 with enthusiasm, which is God within. And there's nothing that can stop you as long as you have supreme confidence, which is built by putting the reps in and getting to your 10,000 hours and keeping yourself grounded because you have 3 advisors that will keep you grounded. You'll have unlimited success. And Nick, when you have unlimited success by having that spiritual advisor, that leadership advisor, and that business advisor, you now will embody the unstoppable, which is plenty of money and peace of mind. And you come join us on the Beaches of the World Club, because the pom-pom lifestyle movement can't be stopped. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. On behalf again of Nick Westbrooks, yours truly, DJ the Money Coach, God bless you. And we'll see you next week with part 2 of part 3 of Finding the Deal. God bless. Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is yours truly, DJ the Money Coach. And right now we're having the pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. You come join us on the Beaches of the World Club for the Bush and Beach package. And today's beach is safari with our new business partners, Sunny Safaris. And you know what's so great about Sunny Safaris? 4 decades in business. That's right. Over 60 Land Cruisers. And they have the top rated safari business here in Arusha. Right now we're at Tangiri National Park. We're having a great time with our amazing driver, Herman. And shout out to the owner, Faraz, for making this happen. So hit that link, get the new special with us, and come join us on the Beaches of the World Club.
for the Bush and Beach package with DJ the Money Coach, and I wish you a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. I'll see you on the safari with Sunny Safaris and DJ the Money Coach. Good morning, everybody. This is DJ the Money Coach coming to you live in Arusha. And as I told you the other day, I attended my first safari because of this amazing partnership that we just created with a great company called Sunny Safaris. And to my right is the owner and his beautiful family. Take it away.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, D. Yeah. DJ has given me this chance to speak a bit on his video, but I'll show you the best possible safaris in Tanzania. So you're most welcome. Maybe after your beach holidays or after your safari, you will definitely go to Pam Pam Sweet, Zanzibar.
And that's absolutely 100% correct. And you guys know what we always say. We want you to have plenty of money and peace of mind. Come join us on the Beach and World Club with Sunny Safaris.
With Sunny Safaris, yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Karibu.
On out everything. We're going to give you a master training, 3-hour course, 2 consultations. We're going to teach you how to build credit up to $100,000 interest-free for 18 months. Pay off your home in 7 to 10 years. And most importantly, create $8,333 a month in passive income. It's a $997 course. You get it all today for $97. Hit that link and beat me to the master training. I am DJ the Money Coach. Do us a favor, share, like, and subscribe, and help us help you have a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the Beaches of World Club. Remember, share, like, subscribe.